Hey, it's Jen, and we have a very ominous looking storm outside. It was actually, look how dark it is. Anyway, so I just wanted to do a video, kind of chill, laid back, and stormy day video. You see my light there. um, what do you do when there is a storm in your life? What do you do? How do you handle it? Do you just want to crawl into bed and wait for it to pass? Do you want to enjoy it? Do you go out and, I'm using this as a metaphor, by the way. Do you go out and face it head on? I had to take the dog out, so I had to face it head on here. But I'm talking more in a metaphorical way. What do you do when you have a storm in your life, when things are kind of rocky and shaky and you're not sure what's going to happen next, and it's unexpected, and it sort of maybe takes you by surprise? I'm Jen Kunkel. I'm the creator of the Wild Worth Method to help you stop feeling insignificant, invisible, and unfulfilled, and instead unleash your wild, savvy self, where you know exactly who you are, what you stand for, and you are taking inspired, purposeful action towards your dream life. Most importantly, you're enjoying the journey along the way. So when an unexpected storm comes up in your life, and something that you didn't plan on, maybe a relationship ends, or a job ends, or an opportunity is gone that you thought you might have, or a health issue. A lot of people have that. Anything that might come up that kind of throws a wrench into your life, that sort of takes you by surprise, loss of a loved one, all those things can really derail you from the track that you're on. Even little things can kind of derail you. I know that I've had times when I'm really, going full steam ahead on a project or something that I want to do, and something happens to derail that, or that could derail that, depending on how I decide to respond. If something unexpected happens, throws a wrench into everything. Now, one thing to look at there is that it could be some subconscious pattern. I know that's sort of hard to connect when you think, oh, well, these are unexpected things that happen in life and you just don't have control over it. Yes, that is the case. That is true. You don't have control over everything. You do have control over yourself. Now, there is the theory that you attract things into your life based on what your subconscious beliefs and what you really believe. And I say theory because the fact is, none of us really knows. We can notice things that we notice in our lives and draw conclusions from them. We can notice things that we notice for other people and draw conclusions for those. But the truth is, we don't really know what the underlying mechanism is for sure. So that's why I say theory. And so anyway, so you may have heard this before, where you are attracting into your life what comes into your life is because you're attracting it due to your thought patterns, your energetic vibration, your subconscious beliefs. Your subconscious is actually attracting things into your life. Now, loss of a loved one, maybe that's going to happen no matter what. Maybe it just depends on how that happens or where. So, it's the theory that you create your reality by your thoughts. And you could say, well, there's exceptions to that. But, maybe there's not. It's sort of one of those... it's sort of one of those things that we don't really know for sure, okay? But why not raise your vibration? Why not have a better attitude? Why not remove the limiting beliefs from your subconscious anyway? Because even if you don't have control over certain things, those actions, removing the limiting beliefs, being being different at your core, being more is going to make you more resilient, so that when these things happen, it doesn't completely derail you. It doesn't make you just want to bury your head in the under the covers and say, "Oh, forget it. This is too hard." It lets you bounce back a lot more quickly, a lot more easily, and it lets you kind of appreciate the nature of reality, the way that things are, because there's always going to be ebbs and flows, and we can call them ups and downs if you want to, but it doesn't have to bring you down. The so-called downs don't have to bring you down. Think of it like a roller coaster ride. There's ups and downs, but the whole thing is fun, right? Unless you're scared of roller coasters, in which case maybe not so much. But do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? That it's all part of life, and we can learn to appreciate all of it, and we can learn to attract more of what we want in a way that's aligned with God and what God wants for us, and how that all comes together. Now, sometimes, so like a storm, like a physical storm, like what's going on right now, it washes away, pollution, and it, the rain and the water feeds the plants in nature. So it's necessary. And the same thing in life, when you have a storm that comes up, sometimes you come through it on the other side and realize, or maybe years later, or maybe just down the road sometime later, and realize, oh my gosh, that was exactly what I needed to move me to where I really wanted to be. Several years ago, I had a breakup that was unexpected, and it was not my decision, obviously, if it was unexpected. And I was upset for a couple of days, and then I was just like, okay, this is me, I'm resilient, and I get up and I move on, and I realize, okay, now I need to make new decisions about my plans, because the plans with that person were no longer relevant. And I looked at it like, okay, now I have all these doors open in front of me, all these possibilities of what I can do and how I can move forward from this. So, I looked at it like an opportunity, and, down the road, I realized that was not the right person for me to be with, and that's happened before too, whether I made the decision or whether it just sort of naturally evolved that way. Jobs that, I haven't actually ever been fired, for not doing a good job, but I had a job where the company was sold. I really liked it. I liked the schedule, but I knew it wasn't my forever thing, and it wasn't even close to that. So when that ended unexpectedly, I was disappointed, because it was really working for me in the moment, but I also realized it was kind of holding me back from moving forward, because I was content in that. So I wasn't really moving forward. So sometimes when a storm happens in your life, something unexpected, it can actually move you forward to what you really want. So shifting your perspective there is good too. And just think of that as this storm. So when a storm comes up in your life, ask yourself, okay, did I do something to attract this? If it's feeling negative, if it's feeling like it's bringing you down, just say, okay, well, is there some pattern within me, some emotional pattern within me in my subconscious that is attracting something like this, that attracted this? Or, especially if it's something that keeps happening, if you notice a pattern of the same kind of storms coming up over and over and over, there might be a lesson in there that you need to learn, and some sort of emotional or subconscious block that you need to remove and release. And if that's not the case, if it's kind of a one-off sort of thing, and you can just say, okay, this is obviously leading me to something better, and maybe you won't even see it then, or maybe you will. All right, so when a storm comes in your life, don't let it Don't let it get you down. Don't let it cause you to just bury your head under the covers and hide out. And you can do that for a few minutes if it's something, and by a few minutes, I mean, take the time that you need to feel what you feel, because as you know, I believe that feeling what you really feel is important. Don't fake it. Don't pretend like it doesn't bother you. Just go with what your real feelings are and feel it in the moment. But ask yourself those two questions. Is this a pattern that I'm repeating, that I'm attracting the same kind of things into my life, or is this something that's going to actually move me forward to what I really want? Okay, so just thoughts to consider. Have a fantastic day, and remember, you are more powerful than you know. Much love. Have a fantastic day.